I'm Amanda. Standing at the head of the boardroom table, I looked at the stunned faces of my family and the board members. The silence was deafening as my words echoed. The Jensen merger is dead. Just like every other desperate attempt to save this company will be. Unless, of course, you accept Phoenix's offer. My father, Richard Thompson, the once powerful CEO of Thompson Enterprises, sat there with an ashen face. His hands tightly gripped the arms of his chair, and his eyes were wide with shock. My brother, Kyle, who had always been so full of himself, stumbled back against the wall, his arrogance vanishing in an instant. It all started years ago. I was the black sheep of the Thompson family. At 28, I was tired of being the daughter who couldn't make it in the family business. My father was a traditional man, believing that real business was for men. He was strict, always quick to dismiss my ideas and tell me to know my place. Kyle, 5 years older than me, was groomed to take over the company. He was cocky, making a series of bad decisions that slowly drove Thompson Enterprises into the ground. I decided to leave and start my own company, Phoenix Innovations. While they thought I was struggling with a small startup, I was secretly building an empire. Over the past 3 years, I systematically acquired controlling interests in Thompson's major clients and a significant portion of their debt. I had all the evidence of their financial mismanagement, most of which was Kyle's doing. On this fateful day, I received an invitation to the board meeting. The security guard at Thompson Enterprises gave me a disdainful look and directed me to the kitchen, just like they always did. 5 years ago, that would have hurt me deeply. Now, it was just a sign of their ignorance. As I walked towards the kitchen, I heard Kyle's voice. "What are you doing here?" He sneered. I told him Dad invited me. He laughed, saying it was a serious board meeting about the offer from Phoenix Innovations. When I asked his opinion, he called us vultures, trying to steal the company for next to nothing. He then told me to stay in the kitchen, that successful people were in the boardroom. My father, Richard, also told me to wait in the kitchen. He was so confident that Thompson Enterprises didn't need saving, that they could weather any storm. But little did they know that their company had been losing money for years, and their major clients were already under my control. In the kitchen, I met Linda, the office manager, who had been kind to me. She told me that things were bad at the company, that Kyle's decisions had been unwise. She also revealed that it was the CFO, Mark, who had invited me, not my father. Just then, my phone buzzed with a message from my assistant. All board votes were confirmed, and the contracts were ready for tomorrow. I knew the time was near. Through the kitchen door, I could hear the board meeting start. My father and Kyle were so confident, saying the company was built by the Thompsons and would stay in their hands. But their confidence was misplaced. Mark slipped into the kitchen, looking stressed. He recognized me as the CEO of Phoenix Innovations. He said he had tracked our acquisitions for years and knew it was me behind it all. He also said he invited me because they needed to see what they had lost. Suddenly, Kyle announced that he had closed the Jensen merger, a desperate move that would have bankrupted the company if I hadn't stopped it. Right on cue, my phone rang. It was my CFO, reporting that the Jensen contracts had been terminated. I announced it loud enough for them to hear. That's when Kyle burst into the kitchen, furious. I walked past him into the boardroom and took my place at the head of the table. I revealed that I was the CEO of Phoenix Innovations and that the company would be mine one way or another. I presented our alternative strategy to the board. We had acquired their clients and debt, and if they refused our offer, we would redirect the business elsewhere. The board members were shocked as they flipped through the documents, realizing how thoroughly I had outmaneuvered them. Kyle called it blackmail, but I reminded him of the Jensen merger and the discrimination lawsuits he thought he had buried. My father asked why I did this. I told him I built something better, something he never thought I could do. Mark spoke up, saying the company's finances were worse than anyone knew. Kyle tried to deny it, but I showed them the numbers. The stock price was about to plummet when the market opened. One of the board members asked if the acquisition terms were fair. I assured them they were. Phoenix would absorb all debt, protect most jobs, and maintain the Thompson name on some projects. The board voted unanimously to accept our offer. My father finally looked at me with a mix of respect and fear. He asked if I had been planning this all along. I told him I was just building a successful and meaningful business, and this was the result. In the following months, Phoenix Innovations transformed Thompson Enterprises. Toxic management was removed, and innovative projects were prioritized. Kyle found himself working under a younger female VP, learning what real business was. My father retired, and he started sending me messages, trying to rebuild our relationship. But some things can't be easily fixed. A year later, I was in my office at Phoenix Innovations, looking out at the sea. My assistant told me Kyle was here to see me. Remembering his words from that day, I told her to let him wait in the kitchen. I was busy running a successful company. Success isn't about proving others wrong. It's about proving yourself right. I chose to stand at the head of the table, and no one would ever send me to the kitchen again.